Hello everyone, and let's talk about Night Games by R.L Stine. This is part of the Fear Street world. This is a standalone, and there are 51 books in the original Fear Street world. This was the 40th one that was written. This one was originally published in 1996. When I read this book, there was no audiobook available, which I'm kind of glad. You're going to be hearing a chirping toy that Molly is carting around. Yeah, it's 1996. Things that were okay to talk about or words to say, just keep in mind they were okay, not okay, but they were used commonly in 1996, not so much now. So I'm glad there's no, unless an audiobook is made and it is read word for word from the original. There was one book, and I can't remember which one it was, and I don't think it was might have been R.L Stine. I don't remember, but it was a book that was written in the early to mid 1990s, and the audiobook was reworded so that the problematic words from the original version were not in the audiobook version. So I don't like it when they do that. I think there needs to be a disclaimer when an audiobook says there will be slight variations compared to the original text, so that you know going into it. Okay, so I think it actually was a Lois Duncan book that I had that issue with. For Fear Street, I have not found it. I don't think I've found an audiobook yet. Perfectly fine. They're quick, easy reads. This particular edition was 165 pages. For this one, this takes place mostly during the Christmas season, so winter season. It might start closer to Halloween, but then go through Christmas until just after Christmas. This is a young adult, and it is considered a thriller or a horror thriller within those combinations. So this one we're following the POV of Diane Brown, and it is told in first person. She is a senior in high school. Senior? Senior, I think. Either way, she's in high school. I'm gonna close my doors now from rolling around. Okay, she's in high school. And then we are following an occasional POV from Spencer, and his POV is told in third person. So Diane and her group of friends from school are out hanging out. One night they come across Spencer, who was one of their original friend groups, who went away, and now he is back in this town. Spencer goes on what's called these night games, hence the title of the book, and he asks them to join in. So they meet up on a separate date. On another date, so this whole group of friends meet up after midnight, and the first night game officially is they come across this car that is fogged up, so they know that there's a couple making out in this car. So Spencer goes up, bangs on the window of the car, says police, freaks this couple out, and then this group of friends take off running. That's the most harmless prank that they do. As the book progresses, these pranks get more and more severe, and they're pranks. I mean, they escalate to vandalism, to breaking and entering. Hence, that is some of the trigger warnings as well. You do have breaking and entering. You have a stalker in this. You have property damage, and you also have fat phobia in this, so do be aware of that. Now, between the two POVs, Spencer's, where it's told in third person, takes place in the winter prior to when the first person takes place. So first person Diane's is like modern days, although it's 1996. It's modern times in Diane's world. Spencer is the year before that. So you're alternating between two different years, two different winters, and things like that. You do have death of a teenager in this, as well as your trigger warning. As far as the words, there are no words to tell you about, so you just have the content and the trigger warnings. As far as representation, it's going to be up to your imagination, okay? So that's what the book is about. They go, and again, that's your content, your trigger warnings. There's no outright representation, and there are no words. So if there's a certain word you don't like in a book, you don't need to worry about it in this. So it's a pretty simple explanation. With it being 165, not much I can tell you about. So again, they meet every now and then. It's not every night, it's every couple of nights or once a week, something like that. It does vary, but these pranks that they go on, these night games, do get more severe, so that, for example, if the police were to be called, they would get in more and more trouble with each one that passes. So rather than just a stern talking to and a warning, then it would progress to we're getting your parents involved, to you're probably being arrested and going to juvenile hall type of a situation, juvenile jail, whatever it's called now. But yeah, so that is Night Games by R.L Stine without any spoilers. Let's see. I am going to read. Now, I have not highlighted. There's nothing that stuck out to me in this book personally, so I have nothing underlined to tell you about. Now, let me tell you about the little author bio at the back of the book. A lot of you already know who R.L Stine was, or who R.L Stine is, I should say. R.L Stine invented the teen horror genre with Fear Street, the best-selling teen horror series of all time. He also changed the face of children's publishing with the mega successful Goosebumps series. That's the series I hear talked about more than Fear Street, is the Goosebumps. So anyway, for continuing on, it says the Goosebumps series, which went on to become a worldwide multimedia phenomenon. I would agree with that. Now this is cool. It says Guinness World Record cities, or not cities, they cite R.L Stine as the most prolific author of children's horror fiction novels. He lives in New York City with his wife Jane and their dog Nadine. And where this one was republished in this edition, came out in 2022. Okay, so this is a more recent cover release. 2022. I imagine him living in New York with their dog and his wife is more accurate. I do believe he has at least one child. I don't remember anything more than that, but I do think I heard that he has a child. And at this point, I would imagine this child is now an adult. So anyway, that's besides the point. Let me know, have you read Night Games by R.L Stine? So far, R.L Stine has yet to top my favorite, which was Switched, is one of my top favorites. And then I really like the Cheerleader series. And there's a couple of different ones, and this has yet to top any of my favorites. So this is more, for me personally, like a 3-star. Unless it hits along the lines of one of my favorite ones, then it will get more, but they tend to sit around a 3-star. It's a young adult thriller, and it's a very short. So let me know, have you read any of these? If you have read some of the R.L Stine Fear Street books, which one has been your favorite to date? Let me know. Talk to me in the comment section below. And until next time, stay true to yourself and enjoy a good book. And I will talk to you later.